Guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we are going to be embarking on something a little bit different. Now, possibly because me and my buddy, who happens to live on the water, were watching a TikTok video and saw like a Tuggy sandbox with an outboard motor on it. We thought, yeah, we got to do that. However, I've seen probably 500 videos or so about the Tuggy sandboxes with outboard motors on them, so we wanted to do something a little bit different. And this little Step 2 toddler race car bed popped up on Marketplace for free 10 miles away. So, first things first, I already started. You can see we're going to be siliconing all the seams. And then, yeah, we're probably going to glass over that. I got to get the back on here. There are some areas where we could run some screws in to hold it in place while the silicone dries. But that's really not worth recording. So, I'm going to get this in place. If you look over here, I have this old bed frame that I've been saving. And that is going to be our structural support, where we'll be able to weld a battery box to it. We'll be able to do a transom in the back with it. Bunch of fun stuff. So let me get this together. I got to go through. I got to cut a bunch of junk off of this. I just want the angle iron. And I'll show you where we're going to set that in there. And we'll go from there. All right. Quick recap. Got the bed for free. Got the bed frame over there for free. And because I work for an insulation company, I got all the silicone for free. So we're into this thing for the right price so far. And as you can see, we did not hold back on the silicone. These are some big, thick beads. I used 2 per side. So we're going to get this up in place. There are some areas where you can screw it in. You can see the old holes there. So I'm going to pop it up, screw it in, let this set. And in the meantime, I'm going to start cutting down this bed frame. Did I mention this has working headlights? But we're going to circle back to that. Just like my wife always says, I'm about 3 inches short. So, we're going to go cut the rest of the metal. I guess we're going to be welding onto this. And, you know, we're going to end up making a box inside here. That's the game plan. So, let's do it. So, it turns out I need exactly that much. So, I ain't even got to mark this shit. I'm going to chop me off 2 of these and see how well it fits. Alright, so my metal is not exactly the same size, but that doesn't really matter. So what we're going to do is we're going to square this up just using an extra piece of this angle iron. And we're going to weld that together. So let me fire up the welder, tack this in, and go from there. Alright, well, once again, we are about 2 inches short. So, guess we're going to be welding a piece onto here. Here we are. We have the frame in place now. Obviously, I am going to pull this all out and weld all these corners and whatnot. However, in the meantime, you're probably wondering how I'm going to secure this. As am I. However, I do have a plan, and I think that plan is going to be much easier to execute before I weld this all together. So, let me grab my drill and start drilling some holes. Can anyone tell me how a drill bit shatters and ends up putting 2 holes in me? Look, man, I got a hole there and a hole down here. That is messed up. Anyway, I'm going to be going back to my drill bit drawer. So here's the game plan for locking this frame into here. I'm going to be using these. These are called riv nuts. Now these, they get dropped in a hole, and you have a special tool that expands it. I'll show you real quick. Well, here's the tool. I find it easier just to kind of thread this onto there first, rather than fight with it in the hole. So, let me get this set up. I'm going to drop that in the hole. Squeeze it once. Tighten it a little bit. Squeeze it twice. And she's locked in. Then we just unscrew it. And now you can see here, got a nice little thread for my stainless steel nuts to go into. So let's do that to the rest of this. So as luck would have it, my drill bits are dead. I only got 2 of the 4 pieces drilled out. So I got them all marked with little pilot holes at least. So I think next we're going to start building the transom on this. It was either that or the battery box, which battery's going to go up there. So I think I'm going to make this an adjustable transom, meaning the height of it, with just using I happen to have a 2x10 over there. It's pressure treated, so I don't know how high up this is supposed to come. Doesn't really matter to me, so I'll just make the transom like, I don't know, 6 inches above it, and then we can always cut it down if we have to. So that's going to be out of wood. So what I'm thinking is pretty much just going to weld this onto here and on that side and figure this out. So let me get to cutting some metal and see where we end up. Took a walk back to my shed and I found some nice Chinesium. Now this was like a crate that tractor attachment came on from China. So of course I'm not going to throw away metal. So I'm making up some braces for the transom. Also found a nice little 2x12 that I think will work perfect. So we are still into this thing for $3.99. So let me get this cut and I'll show you how I'm going to get the transom up there and how it'll be removable. Alright, so this is kind of the game plan. I'm just going to weld this right to here on both sides, and then this board will be able to slip in and out if I need to. And then I think I'm going to throw a lateral support kind of from here to here just to hold this bulkhead in place. So let me pull this piece off and get this welded up. Alright, so here's our transom. And since I've been getting pretty lucky all day and finding metal that is damn near perfect, got a bunch of these cut-offs, and it's about a 1/4 inch too long, so I'm going to buzz that and weld that into place. It'll just keep those from spreading. Not that they're going to spread, but hey, I got it. It's here. Welding is better than drilling, so let's take care of it. Oh, and just like that, we got ourselves a transom. And it's adjustable. I'm going to weld these nuts down here on this frame, and I'll always be able to move it forward, or if I center this, move it back. But yeah, I didn't make it adjustable because the slots were already in the bed frame. So yeah, that was my game plan all along. But she is, ooh, got hot. She's going to be solid. I can't even touch the metal, but yeah, it ain't moving. And once this gets locked down, it's not going to move at all. And we can always go up higher with this just by swapping out the wood. So yeah, let's, I guess we're going to jump onto the front. Let's start the battery box. We are back, baby, and I'd love to say it's the next day. However, it's been about a week. So, I was looking at the motor that we're going to be using. It's looking like we're using like a Merc 6 horsepower or so on here. This bulkhead is not going to work. Basically, this all has to be moved out here because the motor's got to drop like within 2 inches of this. So, I'm going to kind of brainstorm. Basically, I'm just going to move this back by recreating it. So let me get some metal cut, and we're running out of good metal. We're pretty much depleted with the bed frame. However, I have a bunch of this old junk Chinesium, so we're going to switch on to this. So let me get some pieces cut, and I'll show you exactly how we're going to attack this. Hopefully it works. Alright, so stick with me here and let me show you my game plan. So basically, I'm going to come out here and go up here and do it on both sides, connect the bottoms, and then I'm probably going to put a brace from here to here just to straighten it all up. So let me get this tacked in place and you'll get a better idea. And then I'm going to pull everything and fully weld it. Alright, so the first thing we did is we tacked in the bottoms here. Now we're just leveling this up and we're going to tack in the back of it. Okay, tacked enough. And we're going to do the other side. Ow! Fucker. Alright, let me get this reset. Alright, for this next bit, you're going to need a Quest protein chip box. And we got her lined up, and we're just going to tack her in there on both sides once it's level. So, let's see how this plays out. I'd say that's pretty good. So let's do the other side and then we're going to pull this off. Well, time to burn this shit in. And I'm not going to be able to see shit with my welding helmet, so if a fire catches somewhere, just let me know.
You can see the riding on the pavement. Young kids, they're growing up in basements. Online, a whole new generation. I'ma make mine, so you better go take it. Always, they need a new placement. Decentralized, can't contain it. We're changing lives, yeah, upgrading. Call it suicide of the older generation.
What keeps you up at night, yeah? Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah? Make all the demons.
Not too bad. Okay, so I did not want to rely on just a single brace here to support this, because I think it's going to be pulling kind of back. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to weld that onto there, and then on top of that plate, I'm going to weld an angled support. So let me get this welded up. Didn't I tell you guys to watch out? What the hell, man? She is all done. And, I mean, basically for me to adjust the transom, I just got to cut the wood. I am going to be fiberglassing that piece of wood. In the meantime, we got ourselves a cup holder. And we put our switches in. Now this I didn't weld in. You can see I used a nut and bolt at the bottom because it's just going to be easier for me to just pre-wire all this inside the house. So next up, we're going to do our battery box. So I'm going to cut, you know, 2 pieces, the sides, 1 for the front. And we're just going to weld this all in. So really nothing exciting to see there. I'll show you when it's done. As you can see, we have the battery box all welded in. So for a hold down, what I did was, you can see, oh, this is still warm. I kind of shaved this down. I'm just going to weld that right onto there, nice and flat. And then I'll get a piece of aluminum and bend it to go over the top. Super easy. So let me get this in place, get that tacked up, burn it in, let this all cool down. Now I already checked, I knew the battery fit fine. So this is easy work at this point. So let me get going, you'll understand when you see it. Alright, mental note, when you put these on, you have to angle them out a little bit. So you'll have room, as you see, to mount the battery. Yeah, I messed that up, and I had to bend them out. So I'm going to tack these up a little bit, because it looks like it might be pulling off a hair. No big deal, 30-second fix, and we're going to keep going. And we're going to be going there with this aluminum flat bar. This is just 1 inch thick. You know, 1 inch wide, 1/8 inch thick. So basically, I'm just going to bend this around. And you'll see when it's done. It's really nothing worth recording. Change of plans. As you can see, or maybe can't, the aluminum broke. And it's going to be easier just to make it out of flat stock and weld it. So I'm going to basically recreate this and see you in a minute. As you can see, with just some simple relief cuts, I ended up making the top mount. So all I gotta do is cut it here, drill some holes, and I mean, it looks like it's gonna fit good. So let me get this all welded up and we'll go from there. All right, we're all set. And I can guarantee you that that battery is not going anywhere. So, is it pretty? Eh, not really. I mean, it'd be nicer if I, brought this out and these went straight up, but is it going anywhere? Oh, hell no. I guarantee that. So, I think as far as fab work goes, we're almost done. There is one more thing I want to do before I end this video, though. Here was the last bit of fab work. I just had to make a bracket for my horn. Now, this is a horn, I think it came off my 31 Model A or something. I honestly don't remember. But she's all in place, and just got all wired for right now. However, oh, she's loud. So that's it for the fab work on this. You guys really don't want to see. I still got to go through and drill all these out and put the rib nuts in. Not worth recording. So guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to share, subscribe, like, all that good stuff that the successful YouTubers tell you to do. And if you like this, subscribe, because next video we're going to get this thing seaworthy. So thanks for watching, guys.